Prepare
then you just
for
hope
battle.
for the enemy team to make a mistake, because that's what it comes down to then. Which is fine, sometimes works, because sometimes, I mean, it's Dota, everybody makes mistakes. There in time for it. Alright, we're in the game at Fnatic. I always still like to go over the lineup, so we're gonna see QO play a Queen of Pain as expected. Ohio on the Underlord. Bebby playing Clockwork. He's already scouted out actually, but he's already got his board down, or well, one of the boards. Not his board down. This is board, so we'll see. Get his board on. On the top lane we have got a Jit on Troll. Disruptor. Looking at Team Liquid, Kuroki on the Witch Doctor. I'm just gonna go over them real fast. Matumaman on the Ursa.
30 seconds to battle.
GH, Signature IO, Mind Control Nation Buff. Alright, what do we look forward to seeing this game? Because obviously we already mentioned that Liquid has got a power spike very late in the game, and before that pressure is on Ursa and Nature's Prophet. What's the story of Fnatic for this game?
I think they just have to fight. I feel like the funny thing about both their lineups is both their supports absolutely need to fight. Like the one downside, oh, that was a cool trick when I controlled the Nidus. You can't play defensively with Disruptor. I don't care what people say, this hero does not fight.
I think he might not be able to get away at all. We'll see though.
Nice chill.
See?
Yeah,
no
he's gonna casually walk away.
I thought there was gonna be more body block. Oh! Nice cask! Oh, stopping that auto attack from DJ mid-attack. I think he would have still lived on that one auto attack, but still. It's a thought that counts. He's gonna tank a lot of his region. He only has one tackle on him.
So it is a dual lane mid.
Yep.
But like we said, Queen of Pain is one of the few heroes that deals with this relatively okay. Bebby's gonna make his way over, but I don't think Bebby has really a purpose here. Like I don't know if he should be wasting his time at all.
It's a little bit of a ras, I guess, but he is taking some of the experience. Where else do you feel like he should be going to?
Probably top, if anything.
All right.
The downside right now for Fnatic is they have potentially 3 losing lanes. Because if he doesn't go top, they're gonna lose top. Mid, you're correct. He's just soaking up XP, and if you're not able to pressure the lane, then what are you really there for? That's the one downside of Clockwork. If you can't really pressure lanes, your hero feels really useless.
Well, at the moment he is a little bit walking around soaking that experience, but I guess he wants to have level 2 and then he'll rotate away.
I guess.
So we're going to see that bottom lane completely left alone by everybody else, because obviously Matumaman here on his Ursa up against the Underlord of Ohio. We already saw Ohio getting harassed quite a bit.
Ohio is so sad.
Not able to do a lot, but I guess that lane is just going to remain the same for a while.
Yeah. He's done a good job though. He's pulled the creep way back, and he's got a TP on himself, just in case. Like, he's making the best of a bad situation. The problem is, this top lane, Nature's Prophet's getting a relatively good amount. This Clockwork is going to roam around, just taking bounty runes, which is the correct play, but not really having presence on the map like you really want a Clockwork to have.
A gift from the
Just,
tempest of battle.
farming neutrals. Having to walk back to base. Shame.
Were you there for... Oh, it was, I was going to tell you a story about Liquid and DJ.
Tell me a story about
Okay.
Wait a second, that's First Blood. Yeah. It was very exciting First Blood, but that's the way you're expecting the First Blood to happen if there's an Ursa involved, so just punch him.
Just punch him to death with Orb of Venom?
Yeah.
There is a meta, by the way, that's developed, where pretty much every safe laner gets Orb of Venom now. Because it's a free... If you think about it like this, the way that it was described to me, and it's so simple, but it's insane, right? It deals an extra 15 damage per right click.
That's actually quite a bit.
Yeah. When it was explained to me like that, even though that's what it is, I was like, really? It's a lot.
QO is struggling here, by the way. He's sitting on 6 last hits. Miracle 19. I mean, he kind of needed that Clockwork to maybe be able to do a little bit. Obviously, Clockwork's not the best hero for that against the Morphling, but we talked about how much they needed to be able to fight and how much QO needed a fighting core and be able to blow people up. But at this point, I'm not going to be able to do that for a little while.
Yeah, he's still okay. Like, you're a Queen of Pain at the end of the day. You're gonna get what you can, but the downside right now is that Fnatic is losing 3 lanes relatively hard. Yeah, this troll's doing okay, but so is Mind Control.
Yeah.
The other 2 lanes are dominating, and you can say that dominating is the right word for it. First blood on top of mid having the highest CS in the game, you're gonna be incredibly comfortable.
Yeah. Well, they need to recover somehow. You already said Queen of Pain, obviously, with levels can recover and start to gank and to make a difference for his cores as well. Especially if they have some nice levels up on DJ as well.
Yeah.
Which he's actually getting. He's level 3. Trying to get some neutrals in there. But also he's getting harassed by Kuro.
I mean, the issue again is that this clockwork for the meantime will just not really have a purpose in this game. I mean, Febi's doing a good job of walking around everyone's lane and soaking XP. But aside from that, like, he's just kind of static chilling. Doesn't really have he doesn't have a lot to do in the early game.
He's not making a difference. Yet. He's not making a difference yet. Wait. Alright, so I guess in terms of Fnatic, you know, they just need to hold on, not lose too much, because Clockwork's also one of those heroes. Once he reaches level 6, he still has just as big of an impact. This will take a little longer for him to get that level. Yeah,
agreed. I will say, the one thing about Fnatic's lineup is they have a lot of team fight.
Yeah.
You've got Queen of Pain, Troll ulti, Disruptor ulti, the Clockwork hook, and Pitlord just has a ton of utility. On the other side, if you look at Liquid, let's count how many real stuns they have. They have Cask. Their ends. That's
yep.
You can imagine when there's a BKB on the side of Fnatic on the Troll and the Queen of Pain, what kills them. So there's this like weird process where when you know you have superior team fight, you gotta just mitigate the bleeding. You just gotta make sure that things don't go that horribly.
Well, I guess, I mean, obviously Ohio died once, but other than that, they're not dying, and I don't think Ohio is gonna die again. It might jinx him just now, but...
if he died right then.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Almost, but he shouldn't die again, because it was a mistake that he died.
It was.
So, I guess all in all, they're doing okay. I mean, they're not doing great, but, you know, they're not doing super bad.
I mean, it's only a 1k lead on the side of Liquid, despite...
And look at this! Mind Control! Oh, well, sucking the cogs. Glimpse does take him back to the high ground and gets... Actually, the Glimpse just saves his life. He gets the Shrine as well. Maybe Matumaman can catch DJ though, especially with the GH coming to play. That's a nice kill for them. A little bit of an unfortunate Glimpse. And he was stuck on the cogs there too.
Still, I mean, you're going to give Ohio a little bit more space down here, I think. You've rotated the Ursa up here. What he should do is, I don't even think he stays up here for very long. I feel like Matu's making a little bit of a mistake here. Like, somebody has to rotate to this bottom lane. There's no way that you want to just give Ohio a free lane like this.
By rotating a Jit
and
to there.
What? Miracle dies to QO?
That is,
we both missed that cheat.
We both missed that because that
was unexpected.
That was the first Sonic Wave. Just reached level 6. Makes the most of it. Perhaps he was just morphed way too much into agility.
I didn't even bother watching that, thinking that.
Oh, Kuroki. Oh, you're so sad. Yeah, they know exactly where you are and there's no way to do that. Or, yeah, throws a... Maybe that much. Oh, jeez! Ohio! That was too close for comfort. He makes it back to base though, he has a TP on him.
You notice though that this TP rotation by Matumaman top has completely messed up the flow of the game.
For Liquid, for sure, yes.
Because you make your rotation up here, and what do you remember what I said? I said he needs to immediately run bottom. Like, he can't waste any time, but he wasted so much time that this is a really forced Roshan. Like, if he doesn't get this, then he's effectively wasted about, I want to say like 3 minutes of his time. It's an 8-minute game.
Oh, hello! Febby found him, so this is going to be a rough Roshan indeed.
Matumaman's stuck though.
Yeah, and Febby is still getting chased down. Miracle's around there as well. He does not have any help. They're all coming for him, and Matumaman is very speedy with those face boots and a tether on him.
He might just cog and TP.
He's not going to TP, but he's going to cog and...
he's wasting so much time.
He's got 4 people on his tail. 2 already backed off now, but he should die.
That was so optimistic.
For a second there, I thought, well, if he thinks it can make it, maybe he can.
I mean, Febi's a pro. He
knows what he's doing.
He's got this. But look at this Ursa. Like his game was insane.
Yeah.
There was at one point where I was like, this Ursa is having the craziest game of his life, and now, what is he? He ran top. You know, he saved his teammate, but it wasn't worth it.
They lost the tower bottom as well, and with that, a lot of map control on their own jungle.
Exactly. And I made a video about this. It was like, if you lose this tower, you're just gonna lose this space. People are always gonna make your first rotation down here if you're dire. This is still prevalent in 2017 that, you know, this is the area of the map that you're naturally just gonna fight around. When you lose control of this area, it becomes awkward to play. That's why, even if it seems like a weird idea to TP all the way top and run bottom, you just kind of have to make that play. Because even if you get this Roshan, this game still feels really awkward for Liquid.
Yeah, and they are going to have a rough time taking this Roshan as well.
Oh, don't!
He's jumping in. He got the Aegis. He's not getting out alive.
Kuro's down too, and if they kill GH and this Ursa...
Oh, Matuma, man, he's trying to get himself out of here. He can't, though. I mean, that's so worth it. That is insane.
That is...
And the super part is, Liquid knew that they were visible as well. They had the flare come out, so they were aware something was going to happen. It's just a little bit unfortunate how it ended up going down for them, but great going for Fnatic. I mean, they fully recovered by this. This is just their laning stage is won.
This Ursa all in on that Roshan.
Yeah.
He was like, and that's the kind of mistakes that you want to look out for. It's not these like individual mistakes, it's like what was the biggest mistake that led to that, and it was that TP top has pretty much snowballed into this, because then you're forced that he has to do this weird Roshan, then they chase this clockwork, he's still stuck around that area, so he goes back for the Rosh again.
And all of a sudden he's just not going to get out of control, and they needed that. They needed him, and they just profit to do really well. Mind Control is still doing well though. I just gotta put that out there. He needs a little bit more before he has his Orchid, but he's doing okay.
Yeah. This Clockwork is too, though. This Clockwork's level 7 at 10 minutes.
Very good. Teleporting out from bot lane. There is no vision for Liquid on bottom lane, or rather in their jungle at all, so it's all territory of Fnatic.
Yeah. If you want to get control of that area, I think you have to smoke there as minimum 3, and then you can relocate somebody in. We can do our cool relocate service.
Yes, we can finally! I mean, they need to. At the moment, there's 4 of Fnatic in their jungle, so they would, even with 3, still be outnumbered. And we do have relocate online, so it's time for the shenanigans. We do have Mind Control trying to pressure top a bit. He is teleporting out, though, so maybe they want to try to take a 5 bottom. I don't think so, though. I mean, Fnatic really want to take this 5 bottom. Yeah. They're ready with the hook shot. Febi just wants to.
I mean, they have hook shot, static storm. What's Liquid going to do to fight that? Liquid's best option right now on their prerogative is to split the map and make it so that their cores are just getting more XP. That's exactly what they're doing right now. Because if you only commit 1 or 2 people to defending a push at a time, that means you've got other heroes on the map just consistently farming. They're going to go for the TP on Q.
Oh, they got him! They didn't even need Miracle coming in there as well. That was really close. I didn't miss that one either. He was... he knew he was in a tough position as well. He tried to teleport out of the line.
You sounded way too proud of that. I didn't.
I was proud of that because that went really fast.
Yeah, that's a basic job she
I know, but it's at the same time, you know.
No, I'm just messing with you because we missed like 3 earlier on. Yeah. We gotta be happy about the ones that we take. We take those. Yep,
and that also relieves pressure from bot lane, so that saves their tier 2. That was a very important kill.
That was,
and they take the tier 1 to boot.
That is a really costly mistake by QO. Shouldn't be dying like that, especially since you're a Queen of Pain against no stuns. If you die, then it's usually going to be a personal error.
Goes back to farming straight away. There was a lot of angry drawing on the mini-map from Febi.
He's not happy about that. Well, because, again, they were in a really fine position, and then he dies. They lose that tower as a result. They can't defend that. And at this kind of level, the snowball mistakes like that, they add up so quickly. Like, maybe if Liquid were playing against a lesser team, they could get away with that Ursa TP. Or maybe if, you know, Fnatic, Kyo can make plays like that. But when you're against the best of the best, then things like this will happen.
Liquid goes for a scan, so they know that something's up in their jungle.
Oh, is this gonna...
There's there's 4 from Fnatic over here, and they cannot have the Underlord here because he already used his ultimate. He would only be able to teleport to the tier 1 bottom, but he's coming top at the moment.
Yeah, they're gonna go for this 5-man push, but during this time, this is where Liquid should just be farming. Everyone's getting solo XP. There's a Blink Dagger now up on Matu.
Yep. Miracle showed himself bottom. He's not farming. They might want to try to go for a kill up top though.
Yeah. They have relocate. Plus they know for a fact that the Underlord doesn't have his ultimate. So they're an opportunity even now. Oh, here we go.
There they go.
And he's gone. No stunts. That time, it was not optimistic.
There's Walker was getting out. Meantime, oh, Ohio, I don't think he can get out though. He did. Blink Dagger coming into play from the Doberman. Oh, DJ. Maybe a little bit too aggressive here. He does not make it out alive. Q in the meantime dives for mind control, but he gets sprouted up and his Blink's on cooldown for the moment. Cass comes out as well. He still managed to blink away. The Cass is chasing him. And
he's gonna get
Miracle
caught.
is at the right place at the right time. Nicely done. 3 down on Fnatic, and that should be at least tier 2 down as well.
Liquid are just, this is just straight up outplaying them right now.
Yeah.
Like they're getting things that they shouldn't. At bottom, GH is going to go down on Ajit, but
I mean, he had to relocate back into the hands control as well.
somebody always has to die for the cause.
Yep. I mean, this was just Liquid with the series of events knowing exactly what Fnatic was doing, basically, and where they were going to be.
The big thing is that Fnatic went up 1 by 1. They didn't have their Clockwork, who's like their second most leveled hero. And they need him. Like, the downside again of Disruptor is he can't static storm defensively. It's not easy. He's gonna do it now, but even then, he's still gonna go down.
Matuma!
Where's the hook?
Not there. He had it though.
Just too far.
Too far away.
Like, they're just losing heroes left and right. And this is not how you want to play Disruptor. We talked about it early, right? Witch Doctor and Disruptor, both heroes, go on the offensive, try to make moves.
You want to fight with them. They have not... Well, they've obviously tried to fight, but so far Liquid has just been very strong in just avoiding the fights that Fnatic wants to take. Which I guess is the whole point of, of Liquid at this point.
Why are you laughing, Sheeves?
They do manage to take...
I got that one.
I didn't.
We shouldn't be laughing about this. We should be harder on ourselves.
Yes, we should.
But it's okay, guys.
I mean, that's the type of game it is. There is a lot of movement around the map from Liquid, and they need to pick those heroes off when they're by themselves, 1 by 1, preferably.
Yeah. And again, they're gonna TP on QO. They've got Orchid too. But
Control's got that finish.
no stun.
No, and there's a Shrine as well, so it's a little bit risky to go uphill. They don't have vision there either.
Yeah. This early Orchid pickup, by the way, is a lot of times it's questionable because as a Nature's Prophet player, you don't have that. But man, Liquid's just killing them everywhere.
When we talked about what Fnatic needs to do is that fighting and pressure on QO to lead those fights and have a fighting hero. So I guess Orchid just completely counters that and make sure that Queen of Pain, the hero that's supposed to be doing a lot, can.
I mean, they probably weren't anticipating the Orchid to come out this fast, but
yeah,
I didn't think it'd be like this. Like, I understand you have a global lineup, but at the same time, like, people are dying pretty unnecessarily.
All across the map.
Yeah, that you shouldn't just be getting picked off like that, but
that's fighting against the Nature's Prophet and an IO for you, yes. With the Blink Dagger Ursa as well.
Especially if you, so like I just checked Fnatic's vision. It's not even like they have bad vision, and it's not even like Liquid doesn't really see a whole lot on the map. Like, they're just kind of going for things.
Their vision is very minimal. Like, their last word just vanished.
Yeah.
They also had a ward countered in the enemy jungle, but overall, yeah, not a lot of vision.
So they're gonna smoke up.
They have the Lincolns ready on Miracle, so he did still go for that.
They're just chilling.
Ohio walking up the high ground, casually walking into 5 people.
Oh, Fnatic. You probably don't want to fight this.
No, Troll sprouted up. Should be able to get himself away still. DJ has still got glimpse available in case someone comes too close. Yep, there you go. Troll gets it. Teleport out from DJ himself.
Yeah, the upside. Oh, at bottom. Kyo gets spotted. He doesn't have blink up.
And instantly there's a relocate. I mean, Mind Control was late to the party, but he could have been there too. That there's 3 people all of a sudden. 4, rather.
Imagine if there was a lifestealer.
Imagine if there was a lifestealer, yeah. But I mean, that's how fast they can go. One person shows himself on the map, boom, dead.
Yeah, They're gonna run into Aja here too.
Yeah, well, he thought he was safe, seeing so many people bomb.
Oh, this is the best fight that they're gonna get.
Ohio tries to save his teammate, not able to do it. Kuro getting people chasing him down, but Miracle here to save the day. Gets a kill on DJ Febby, trying to run away, shouldn't be able to do so. Just Ohio making it out. Oh, I spoke too soon! Ohio not making it out either.
What?
Full team wipe, and he just stopped, he knew he was dead. He just gave up right then and there, and that's... I mean, that is this tier 2 tower. Can they go further?
I mean, the saddest part about this game so far is just Fnatic has, we talked about how they have the superior teamfight lineup, right? Just because they have so many stuns, they have different ways to set up the fight. It has never gone that way. Liquid has just been picking them off one by one.
They never got to the point where their lineup is strongest.
Yeah.
And or have the initiation they needed.
That's the rough part is, because when you judge lineups, oftentimes teams will do it by did we win or did we lose, right?
Yeah.
And from my perspective, Fnatic's lineup still kind of looks okay, but like, how do you judge this as a positive? You're going to say our lineup was bad.
Well, that is one way of putting it. You could also say, and I would imagine that also Fnatic can look at them as like, our lineup was fine, but we just executed it badly.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds maybe a bit harsh, but
after the Roshan fight, I really felt like Fnatic had a pretty good idea what was going on. I was like,
yeah.
felt like they made the correct play, they contested that Roshan, Ursa didn't get it, they killed a bunch of people, and then they just started losing heroes left and right. Now they're in a position where they have to 5-man, look at this. They're afraid to run around the map.
I mean, rightfully so. Every time they run around the map, they die. And how are you going to stop that? Because it's not like they're dying because Liquid's got this amazing vision that they can gank you with. Because it's not that. We already said that they did actually have quite minimal vision, actually. Yeah. But so how do you stop yourself from dying other than grouping up? Is there a different way? Are there items they can have to help them survive against that could make a big difference for them?
No, I think they're pretty hard committed to what they have. It's not once you have Queen of Pain, you start going for the Orchid. You can't really change. You're sort of stuck there. And Fnatic, they understand. Mind control lets them know a little bit too early that they're all up here.
Yeah, Kuro walking that aggressive with nobody in sight. That's also kind of a tell. And that's a nice word from Fnatic as well, realizing that if a Witch Doctor do that, you get the hell out. And they did. And they go back to farming.
Trying to figure out. They're drawing a line too on the map. That's the frustration line. Like, this is where they're going to be. Roshan gonna get spotted up by the Rocket player, but it is way too late.
Oh, there's a Jesus. Well, some vision coming out, seeing if there are some people. The shrine is not up yet. 2 minutes before that happens, so Liquid is gonna look for it.
Yeah, they're gonna walk up this cliff too.
Not yet.
Okay, but they're not that cocky.
But they're just already pressuring. I mean, they're not afraid.
They're a little afraid. Otherwise, they would have walked up that cliff.
Otherwise, they would have walked up the cliff. All right, but I feel like they're very comfortable in this game.
Of course,
it's going quite well despite the first.
They're cautious. That's a better word than afraid. Yeah, cautious.
And they don't have to be super aggressive.
Yeah.
Because their lineup is not going to get that much weaker later on. If anything, it's going to get stronger.
Do you remember what happened at the last TI when Liquid played Fnatic?
No.
It was. I'll tell you because it haunts my dreams.
All right.
It was Fnatic. It was game 2. So game 1, Liquid lost fair and square. Game 2, Fnatic had a Drow lineup, and Liquid had a Sven and an Axe.
All right.
And Liquid aggro tried. It went phenomenally well. Liquid was up something like 12k or something like that. They had a bunch of heroes that could go BKB. Instead, everyone built really cocky items. They started doing these like really sloppy, lazy pushes. And mind you, this was like the elimination game. You know, whoever wins this gets to play MVP.
Okay.
Liquid eventually lose this like 12k lead against a Drow lineup at 15 minutes by just getting way too over aggressive. And that was like a huge lesson that I think, a painful one, and one that took a year to kind of come back and redeem. But if something like that happens to you, Shiver, you should be cautious for the rest of your career.
I mean, painful. Oh, that was a disruptor. He's already out. Oh, they actually go in. Yeah, but Miracle didn't dodge it, but he's fine. He's just morphing into strength, and it is gonna be Fnatic that is in deep, deep trouble. Troll trying to get himself out. Not gonna happen there. It's not gonna happen there at all. Ohio, you can't do anything either. He's just, yeah, GG's called. It's just over. It's just over. That was I mean, it started out good for Liquid. They had a bit of a rough match, but they recovered really well. And they just flat out outplayed Fnatic. That's it.
I think the lineups are actually like that one moment. I'll bring it up because it was probably like the game-defining moment. They go for that.